My name is Karen, and today I'm going to be showing some basic stitches for beginning crocheters. So the first thing that you're going to need is some yarn. I have this Red Heart Super Saver. It is easily accessible at most craft stores. You can order online, go on to redheart.com. They have a ton of different tutorials as well. You are going to need a crochet hook. This one is an 8mm. They go down as small as like 3 or 4 up to as big as like 15. Depends on which project that you're working on. And then there is also, you need a pair of scissors for this. Some people say you also need yarn needles. I hardly ever use them. I usually use this to finish off the project. Okay, so let's get started. So this, we're going to take the yarn. Usually it starts off with a piece of yarn coming out of one of the sides. That's the one that you want to pull out, as it'll be easier to control and easier to unravel as you're working through the project. Okay, so first things first, we are going to make a loop around our finger. So we're just going to take this yarn, pull it over our finger like this. I'm going to stick the hook through the loop and just hold it like that with our index and thumb on our hook hand, whether that be your left or right. And then we're going to yarn over our finger twice, 1, 2, and then we're going to take the yarn that we're holding with our hook hand and hold it with our yarn hand. Then this way it makes a nice good loop, and this is nice and tight for you. So to start it off, we're going to make a knot. And so we're going to take the hook, yarn over once. See this little hook right here? We're going to pull through that loop. We're not going to tighten it yet. We're going to do it again. Yarn over, pull through. Now we're going to take this yarn and just tighten it like that. Now we got our little loop here. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some chain stitch. I'm only going to do about 10, depends on what your project requires. I'm actually going to do 11 to do a single crochet so that I can start the next row with the stitches that I need. So all you do is yarn over, pull through, that's 1, yarn over, pull through, 2. We're going to continue doing this till 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And like I said, I do need an 11th one to start the next row. So 11. So that is a chain. That's how you're going to start off every project. Okay, so for single crochet, you don't need a yarn over when you first put it through your first stitch. You do need to go 1 stitch from your hook for a single crochet. Double crochet will be 2 stitches. Triple crochet will be 3 stitches. So all you need to do is, this is our first stitch right here. So we're going to skip that one and go to our second one, which is right there. So we're going to put the hook through. Then we're going to yarn over, only pull through that first stitch, so then you have 2 loops on your hook here. And then you're going to yarn over again and pull through both. Let's do it one more time. We're going to put it through the next stitch, yarn over, pull through only that stitch, so you've got 2, and then yarn over and pull through both. That is a single crochet. Let me finish off this row here so that we'll have 10. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so there we go. We've got 10 across here. So if you take a look, that is what the single crochet looks like from the back side. This is what it looks like from the front side. Very basic, simple stitch. However, if you try to do an entire blanket in single crochet, I will tell you it takes a fair amount of time to get through. The next stitch is quite popular. It is a double crochet. So what we need to do is we need to take our yarn here. We're going to chain 2. Like I said earlier, double crochet, you need to do 2 stitches from the hook. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to chain 1, 2, then we're going to turn it. Now for the double crochet, we do need to yarn over before we put in the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over, and then 2 stitches from the hook, so that's 1, 2, right here. Put the hook through that stitch, yarn over, pull only through that stitch, so you've got 3 right here. Then yarn over, pull only through 2, so you've got 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through the other 2 to finish off that stitch. We're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, put in the stitch, or put in the hook through the stitch, I'm sorry. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we are going to finish off this row. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is this last one that I'm doing right now. Okay, so now the next one we're going to do is, actually real quick before we go on to the next one, this is what the double crochet. You see the difference is single crochet is a lot smaller than the double crochet. Now we're going to go on to the triple crochet. Same thing as the double, we're just doing it triple, basically. So we need to do 3 chains, so 1, 2, 3, turn, and then we're going to go to that first stitch here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to yarn over once, twice. So then if you take a look, there is 3 loops on this hook. We're going to put it through that first stitch. We're going to yarn over once and only pull through that stitch, so now we have 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, once again yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times, hence the triple crochet. So once again, yarn over twice, into that stitch, the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, so you got 4, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2. I'm going to finish off this row here. This stitch you are very rarely going to use. I think I've only used it a handful of times. It's, oh, I'm sorry, I did a double crochet. See, it's not very well used. Once again, the double crochet is the most popular stitch that you are going to use. There are some other more complicated ones, but I can get to that on another tutorial video. It's definitely not going to be in this one, since for beginning, this can get kind of complicated, especially with the treble crochet, having to remember to yarn over twice before going through the first stitch. To be honest, this is the most relaxing thing for me to do. It takes off a lot of stress, especially with all the schoolwork and my actual work and kids, household, you know, that sort of thing. So whenever I get a chance, I try to do this. Alright, so that is the end of the triple crochet. So if you take a look, it's even larger than the double crochet. So we got the single crochet, we got the double crochet, and we got the triple crochet. Each one is bigger than the next. Okay, so let's finish this off. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn it. Now we're going to do something very similar to the single crochet, but it's called binding off. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook through the first stitch. We're going to yarn over like a single crochet, but instead of doing the 2 loops like what we've got here, we're going to just continue pulling it through that first loop. So then we only have a single loop. We're going to do this all the way across. Some people tell you to just go ahead and bind off after that one row. I like to do this complete bind off because it gives it a nice edge look to it. It makes your project look finished. So I am finishing this up here. So once again, you put it through the stitch, pull up through the stitch and the loop so you have a single loop. Alright, and that finishes that off. So if you take a look here, it gives that nice little edge right there. I'm sorry, it's got a little blurry, I apologize. So gives that nice finished look. Okay, so we're going to finish it off very similar to how we started it. So we've got this single loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. So it looks like we got 2 chains. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut a generous amount, not too much but not too little, because you still need to yarn through, put the yarn through the project. So this is what it looks like. So you got a yarn dangling here and your yarn dangling there. This is where some people decide to use a yarn needle. I lose a yarn needle so easily that I just learned to use a crochet hook. It's very simple. You just take your hook and put it through just one of these stitches back here. Let's find an easy one to get through here. Sometimes it's kind of tough, especially if you have a tight project. Alright, so I got the hook through, and I'm just going to yarn over and pull it through all the way through. And then I'm going to just do that throughout this entire project here, or at least for that yarn. And then you do that all the way through, and this one as well. And then it'll get that finished look. So it'll look like that. You don't see any dangling yarn. It's bound off. It's completed. That is your project. So that's the beginning stitches of crochet, and hope everybody has a great time with their crocheting.